Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Tonight I am making a um, pound cake in the Pamper Chef bundt pan. Let me get you down here. Now in here I have 1 pound of butter, 4 sticks. They're mixed until they get nice, light, and fluffy. Of course, they've been softened. Basically, I put them on the windowsill here in Arizona with the sun hitting it, and within like a half hour, 45 minutes, I had from totally frozen blocks of butter. It's a soft little butter. No melted though, did not melt. In this here bowl, I have 12 eggs, 6 whole eggs, 6 egg yolks. I'm gonna have a big omelet tomorrow morning with the egg whites. Yes, about a pound of eggs. In this bowl, this is the Pampered Chef mini bowl. Has the rubber on the bottom so it doesn't slide. I got 3.5 cups of flour that I measured with the Pampered Chef measuring cups with the leveler, and a teaspoon of salt, which I use the Pampered Chef measuring spoons. In the Pampered Chef handled measuring cup here, I have 3.5 cups of sugar. It's about a pound. So let's see here. The oven is on at 350, and this is what I'm gonna do. All right, so the butter's getting creamy. And what I'm going to do now is scrape it down. That's why I like this model. Scrape down the butter. And I'm going to pour the sugar in. Now I'm going to let that go for a little bit. So I'm going to let that go for a little bit, and I will be right back in a few minutes, and we'll add the rest of the ingredients. See you in a little bit. All right, back. So the sugar's been in there. It's a little bit light and fluffy, and what I want to do is I'm going to pour some of the egg mixture in. I'm going to let that incorporate. You don't want to put it all in at one time, else you get a soupy little mess. There we go. All right, that's pretty well incorporated. Just do this. One thing I do want to do is I want to scrape the beater. You notice you still see some white spots on there. You don't want that. One thing to remember when you're scraping a beater, always go underneath and give that a little stir. Why? Because underneath there sometimes is where the most stuff is missed. Because it's, everything's not perfect. So bring that up. All right. Let me add the rest of the eggs. So you get a spatula on hand. There we go. All right. I'm going to let them incorporate, and then I'm going to put the flour in. All right. All right, we're back. Here I am just scraping the bowl down again after that last bit of egg got incorporated. I let that go a little longer than I normally would just to make sure everything's incorporated. Get underneath there. Okay. Now the fun part is the flour and the salt. I'm going to add this in two installments. You never want to put your flour on full speed when you first incorporate it. Why? Because your kitchen will be white and not from paint. So, all right, I'm just going to let this here go and incorporate. I was going to put it in a bowl that had a spout on it, but like this one. But I don't need to do that because I'm putting it in the bundt cake pan. I think we're ready for the next one. Let me just give it a quick scrape. Now, normally I have an older Pamper Chef product that I scrape this down with. It is an actual really nice product, a scraper, bowl scraper, that's really nice and thin and does a really nice job, but I broke it and I'm repairing it. Don't tell my wife. All right, so here's the rest of the flour. Goes up on low, let it incorporate. All right. I'm going to let this go for a little bit just to get everything nice and incorporated, and we'll put it in the pan here in a few seconds. All righty. So here I am with the batter. I'm going to place it in here. It's a lot of batter. This recipe makes a lot of cake. So if you're not prepared for a lot of cake, don't make this batter. I think this year what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, and I'm going to make a lot of little loaves and distribute Christmas. Send some for Christmas. I think I did some last year, but I don't remember. So there's that. I said you don't want to fill it up all the way because it will get close to going over. I almost did that last year, and it scared me. Yes, it did. So there's this one. Give it a little pound. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare a little one. What did I do? Here it is. This is, Baker's Joy. I'll prepare two just in case. I'm probably gonna need more than two. You know what? I'm gonna get a different vessel. I'm just gonna get a regular spoon. Regular spoon will work just fine for the smaller ones. I'll put a little bit at a time. I'm not really concerned about neatness. They're not going to see that. They're going to see the end product. So I used to have a smaller offset, and I don't know where that got to. It's in the house somewheres. I hope. Okay. There's one. Like I said, it makes a lot of batter. Should I just fill in the top of that? Yeah, maybe that's what. You know what? I'll make a third one. Then whatever else, I'll just put in the big pan. Now these, you're going to have to keep your eye on when you're cooking them, because they're not going to be. They're going to be quicker because they're smaller, and the bundt pans will definitely make it cook a little quicker. All right. I'm going to do 3. All right, I'm going to get these in the oven, and they're going to be about an hour. And then what I will do is I'll be back and show you what they look like afterward, and how to test for doneness. See you, well, in an hour, maybe hour and 10 minutes. All right, here are the little ones that came out about 15, 20 minutes ago. And yes, they are cooked. Nice. So those are those. All right, everybody, how you doing? So it was been in there. It was in there for about an hour and 5 minutes. Stuck it with a knife, came out clean. Took it out. Now it's I'm waiting like 20 minutes in order to flip them out. On the other side, the small ones took about 25 minutes to do in the small bundt pan, in the Pampered Chef little bundt pan. They came out and they just popped right out, and they are good and they are looking good. So that's what that is. When I turn it out, I'll do the finishing video, and we'll go from there. Have a good one. There it is. It just turned it out. It came right out, as you can see. Nothing really there. Now this here will harden up, and it'll harden up to be a nice crust on it. Like these here have hardened up a little nicely. This will, it's a little soft right now, but it will harden up, and it will be a nice sugary, crispy crust. So that's the bundt cake. That is the bundt pound cake, I guess you call it. Have a good night, everybody, and thank you for joining me.